Good morning, friends. I am so excited today because I will be sharing with you the number one secret that every empath needs to know. So if you are an empath, if you are one of those people who is sensitive, who is open, who is feeling deeply, who is always picking up the emotions, the energy, and really feeling the weight of the expectations, or at least the perceived expectations that others have of us, this secret will change it all for you. There are just 3 steps that I'm going to share with you, and this has been a game changer, number one in my life, and most importantly, something that I've seen literally make transformations in the members of the Empowered Empath Collective. We are a group that is growing every day of empaths who are committed to a journey of knowing self-love, of loving ourselves at the deepest level, stepping into our purpose, walking in that with confidence, and growing as a group, shining our light as brightly as we can out into the world to literally help shift humanity. That is what I believe. If you are an empath, you are here to help do. So if any of this, if what I just shared about being an empath resonates with you, go to the link in my bio, the Empowered Empath Collective, to learn more about it. Send me a direct message. I would love to share with you what the community is all about. It is very different from other online communities that you might have heard about because we focus also on one-on-one coaching and accountability. So every single month you're going to get time with me as well as the community, as well as courses and deep work, and there's posts almost every day, lives twice a week, all the things. So go check it out, the Empowered Empath Collective. The link is in my bio. Without further ado, let's get into this secret. These 3 steps that will change it all for you. So to put it in kind of context, so we as empaths, when you're engaging with someone, you're interacting with someone, maybe it's, I guess, what the world is now calling an energy vampire. Those people that you are around and it just feels like they suck the life out of you. They suck the good vibes. They suck the positivity. They just bring that right down, and it drops in a second. That would be an example of when you might want to use this process. But also, this came up in our group. This was a great question. What do we do when it's our own emotions? It's our own stuff, right? And any time that we're feeling something from someone else, we're picking up someone else's energy, we have the option to decide, what is it that I'm going to do with it? Do I want to allow this in my space, or don't I? So that is one thing I want to leave you with today, just as an empath, is we've got to step into our power and realize we are more powerful than we can ever imagine. And we have a choice to make on what we're going to allow into our beautiful space that we've created as empaths. So here we go. Let's get into the secret, the 3 steps. I call this pause, feel, choose. Anytime you need to shift out of an emotional state, out of an energy that you do not want to be in, this is what you will do. This is the secret that every empath needs to know. Step number 1 is pause. So when you feel yourself getting sucked in to an energy, to an emotion, to a space that you do not want to be in emotionally, pause and acknowledge that. That is really important as an empath. I learned this for myself specifically because as an empath, it's like we just suck it all up. We're like a sponge. We're like an energy sponge, and it comes in and it comes in and it comes in and it starts to build up. And we can be in these positions, these spaces where it's really coming at us hardcore and not even be really realizing it. That's the biggest thing, is just to realize as an empath, that is what we are, is like we're an energy sponge. So we've got to pause in those moments when we feel like we're picking up something that we don't want in our space and say to ourselves, like, wow, okay, I'm acknowledging this. I am noticing that I'm out of alignment with myself, with my vibration, with my energy, with the emotional space that I want to be in, and literally pat yourself on the back. Not literally, you don't have to literally do it, but pat yourself on the back for that, because that's a huge step as an empath, is cultivating that ability to have emotional and energetic awareness, realizing what your natural vibration and emotional state feels like, where you want to be, and when you're out of that, recognizing it and pausing. And the big thing to do here is literally use your breath to just center you, to calm you, to acknowledge, to kind of scan in your body, like, where am I holding this? that is a great practice, using the breath to anchor you in those moments where you need to take a breath, like give yourself like a little emotional, mental, energetic timeout. Just breathe, and that's the pause piece. Okay, so that's step number 1. Step number 2 is to feel. Is to allow yourself to acknowledge that there is an emotion that is taking place. There is a response that is taking place. And I've had people give me some feedback or pushback on this one and kind of question, well, like, don't you want to just like transcend the emotion? Don't you want to just release it and not even, not feel it? But I believe that as empaths, sensitivity is our superpower. Right? We are highly sensitive creatures and beings for a purpose and for a reason. And so if we just start to try to turn off our emotions completely, which I did that for a lot of my life, reason being I felt so deeply that it was easier to just pretend like I didn't have the emotions. I do not think that is what puts us in a power as an empath. But if you allow yourself to feel and to acknowledge, like, hey, I am feeling anger, I'm feeling jealousy, I'm feeling negativity, I am feeling whatever it is that you are feeling. And I posted something really helpful probably about a week ago, and it's this little wheel that gives you all these different emotions and how you might experience them physically in your body. So when we are, pausing and feeling, that can be a really helpful tool, is start to recognize the spectrum of emotions that might be felt. Because so many times in life, like we're taught to recognize happy and sad, but there's all these different spectrums and things that we might be feeling. And sometimes when we have a vocabulary for that, it can help us process it, but also as empaths, recognize what is ours, and what is not, what we need to just immediately release. Okay, so pause, feel. Step number 3 is choose. Making the choice. After you've recognized I'm having an emotional response, I'm picking up some energy, you have the choice. You as an empath, this is what will put you in your power, sisters and brothers and empath friends, is when you say to yourself, like, okay, from this space, I can decide, do I want to stay here? Sometimes you need to, right? Sometimes we need to stay in specific emotions if it's our own, if it's something we've got to process through, and we choose, like, I'm going to stay here. But most of the time, what will be best and most empowering for you is to choose a different state, a different emotion that you want to be in. So let's say, for example, the emotional state that's come up for you is frustration. You are frustrated, right? And you have, after you've felt that, after you've recognized that, maybe you're frustrated with this person, and you recognize, like, hey, that's actually my own response. You have the power to choose, like, okay, what do I want to shift into instead? Can I shift into a state of love and send this person love and blessings? Can I shift into a state of peace and faith and just trust, like whatever is meant to be in the situation is going to be? Can I shift into a place of empowerment and recognize, like, hey, I've got to take some action here. I've got to do something about this. And it can be, it can be a variety of different choices that you might make. But that's exactly what this process is designed to do, is to put you in the driver's seat of your life, you as an empath, putting you into a space of power and recognizing that you have the ability, you are, my friend, a creator, and not just like any old creator. You as an empath, the way that we feel, the way that we can pick up energy and transform energy, and the way that we can go deep with people and hold space, like you are a super creator. If you are an empath, you are a manifester. You are here to help change the vibration of the planet. I will say that time and time again. And this is the process that can help you not only get to that space in a moment, but stay in that space. And on a daily basis, this isn't just something to do in those difficult moments. This is also a way of living. This is a way of practicing, and when you start your day in the morning, pause, feel, choose, checking in with yourself. How am I feeling? And what do I want to feel? But then also just, on a daily basis, as you're flowing through life, doing those energetic check-ins, those emotional check-ins, and saying, like, am I living in the space? Am I living in the emotional state? Am I living in the energy? And am I living at the vibration that I want to, but also that you are capable of? Because this is the other thing, my friends, like, we are capable of living life at such a higher and deeper level than we allow ourselves to believe. And I think a lot of what this year is about, right, was bringing up this like frustration and this restriction and this like challenge to help us see that we can transcend all of that and we can create through our ability to transform energy and emotions and be creators, we can create heaven right here on earth starting in this moment. If you are an empath, I'm telling you, you are a creator and you are gifted and you are blessed. And if you are watching this, I believe it's for a reason and you are probably an empath. So thank you for that. I'm going to recap this secret, this process, and I would love for you to try this, and I would love for you to share with me direct message in the comments if this resonated with you, and if you tried it in your life, let me know how it works out for you. And finally, if you are interested in the Empowered Empath Collective, this is your call, your direct invitation, I don't know, call it a little wink from the universe if you're watching this today, right? Like, this is your opportunity to really step into your power as an empath, to connect with purpose and self-love and confidence and spirituality at a higher and deeper level. Okay, all that being said, leave a comment, send me a message if you're interested, and if you're open to sharing, let's recap the process. The process is pause, feel, choose. This is what you can use anytime you want to shift your emotional state, anytime you're picking up energy that you don't want, anytime you're around an energy vampire and you want to get rid of that. You want to protect your energy. This is how you protect your energy. Pause, acknowledge that you are not in a space that you want to be in. Step number 2, feel. Allow yourself to acknowledge what the emotion is. Name it so that you can change it. Name it so that you can transform it. Energy, emotions are energy, and energy is powerful. And so when we recognize, and it's great to feel, right? And that's what I'm saying as an empath, it's a blessing because you're feeling things and that's energy, and you literally have the opportunity to change that energy, flip it on its head, and if it's dark, make it light. If it's negative, make it positive, right? Okay, so step number 3, choose. And this is the part where you step into your power and you're saying, okay, I'm feeling X, but I want to feel X. And then you align yourself with that vibration. You literally put it into your body. So we talked about frustration earlier. What does frustration feels like? Frustration feels tight. Frustration feels kind of hunched over. Frustration is a focus on what you can't change. So what do you want to shift about that? Okay, what do I feel like if I'm feeling love? I'm open, I'm light, I'm free, I'm trusting the process. I'm putting out light. I'm visualizing myself putting out light. I'm thinking about love, I'm thinking about giving, I'm thinking about holding space. So do you see that as the part of the choosing? It actually goes into a space of we've got to align with that in our body, in our mind, and on a spiritual and energetic level. And that's something that does take practice. And that's why I encourage everybody, go back and watch one of my previous videos. I'd have to tell you guys which one it is, but you can browse through the IGTVs. Is about a morning process that you can do and that I think every empath should do to help us align and practice stepping into those positive vibrations and emotions on a daily basis. Okay, with that, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for watching. If this pause, feel, choose process is helpful for you, please leave a comment or send me a direct message. And if you are interested in the Empowered Empath Collective, check out the link in my bio or shoot me a message. I love hearing from you. Have a beautiful day. Remember how magical you are, and the magic in me honors the magic in you. See you soon.